Keith Myers here again with my friend Adrian. We're going to do another lesson from the Manual del Baratero, talking about one of the specialized strikes. At least I consider it specialized strike. In the manual it calls it a viaje, and viaje it just notes as a thrust to the abdomen. And in my mind, it's not just any old thrust to the abdomen, because why give something a special name? You know, this could be a thrust, this could be, any of these could be thrust to the abdomen. Why call it the journey, the trip? Unless you're going to send this patient on a trip to the after, or this person on a trip to the afterworld. Anyway, I tend to think that if it has a special name, it probably was a special treatise or technique. I think that in context, the word treatise means technique or trick. So this was one of the tricks that was known amongst the barateros. It wasn't just a simple thrust to the abdomen. Anybody can do that. But this is a specific thing. And this is kind of supported by one of the illustrations from Gustav Dore, where he shows two guys grappling together. They've come to grips, and one guy, they're here, and one guy has his blade in a edge-up position, thrust into the abdomen, while the other guy is defending. And he's actually doing the thrust downward, which we'll talk about on another video. But I think in this case, Dore is probably capturing two of the specific treatise mentioned in the manual, two specific techniques or tricks. I've also seen it taught this way in one of James Loriega's workshops. So I kind of agree with his reasoning and his logic, and I think this is a very good explanation, or at least a version of the viaje, right? So, Loriega calls this edge-up grip the Mediterranean grip. And this edge-up grip like this is what's shown in the Dore illustration. If you think about it, the Navaja with a curved blade and likewise a curved handle, if I hold this in an edge-up grip and I'm gripping my handle, my leverage is going back on this curve, it just naturally pulls that point upward, right? You get all that leverage like this when you put this weapon in an edge-up grip. This is what becomes the main kind of motion that comes out of that grip. So this viaje is not just any old thrust to the abdomen. This is a thrust that penetrates and rips upward. So it's literally like this. And you can see it's like delivering an uppercut in boxing. Come this way a little bit. I can hit anywhere along that arc. So I could have caught him in the groin. I caught him in the lower abdomen and ripped up. If he's moving his body out of the way, right? Doing the hip hike. If he does a hip hike, then it's going to catch him right there. So to me, this is what I would call a viaje, this ripping cut into the abdomen with this edge-up grip. Whop, whop. Now, in the illustration from Dore, one leg is forward, this arm is out. So you can see, this would make sense. I get my modern day cloak, right? My modern day cape. If we're doing that technique where I'm using this to hide my blade, it would be very easy for me to be moving around and switch into this grip, and the guy doesn't realize it. So I'm getting as low as I can, and then he takes a swipe at me, and if I can get under it, absorb it, if I can get under it, there it is, right? So you can see how this would be a natural outgrowth of having something to block with on your arm. So without it, it's going to come about if he's done something on the high line, and I'm here and I'm watching and I can get low enough, it's going to come right here. Or if he's about to do something, he's thrusting at me and I can pin. If he thrusts and I can pin it, I can still come to here, and there's my viaje. Right? It'd be a fast, right there. Right there. And this would be an easy grip change if I'm starting from kind of what's considered a foil grip or a side grip. It's real easy to just flip to that. Very easy. We're already faced off. I just flip to this grip as I'm doing this upward thrusting slash. To me, that's a viaje. Wow. Right there. Okay? So that's how I interpret it. And that's how James Loriega interprets it.